Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Origins, the Journey of Humankind. This is the National Geographic series. It's like 8 episodes or so. They're about 45 minutes each or so. And it came out in 2017. It's hosted by Jason Silva? Jason Silva. And he is the enthusiastic host and narrator for this documentary slash dramatic series. It's not like it doesn't necessarily try to tell you a cohesive story like the one we had a couple weeks ago about Mars, that is like telling a future story about people going to Mars and like their dramatic interactions between each other. It tells a number of different stories in each episode. I only watched the first one, and that one is about the spark of something. Why is it called? It's called the spark of something. They each have their little, the spark of civilization. I already forgot the title. Spark of civilization. And what is the spark of civilization? It's fire, of course. There is nothing that would exist right now for us, if you think about it, if we hadn't tamed fire some 30,000 more years ago. I just go by the numbers that they say. I may have misheard, but let's just say one of the things that made us just a tad bit different than some of the animals is the ability to tame fire, control it, use it both as a weapon and a means of protecting ourselves and feeding ourselves. Cooking meat. There's actually a book by one of the people on this series who wrote how cooking literally changed humanity. It allowed us to our stomachs to become smaller, I guess, and our brains to become bigger and have the ability to create communication, empathy, and understanding, and to a level that just raw meat eaters have been incapable of. If we start seeing, hippos or donkeys or whatever start cooking their own food, well, watch out. I want to see the dolphins do that. The dolphins, super smart, but are they going to start cooking their own food? I don't think so. I think they're sushi eaters. It's just a guess. They're mammals and they're super smart, but they're mammals. Anyway, this one, Jason is very enthusiastic in his gesturing. He almost seemed like he was going to vibrate off the screen when he speaks. They show him. This is not just like a faceless narrator kind of thing. They cut to him with some dramatic backgrounds every so often, and he kind of really keeps things moving forward as they move from story to story. We start with a bunch of primitive humans some 30,000 years ago climbing a hill, they're nomadic and they're trying to get to one place for shelter to escape the hyenas that are tracking them. The only thing that's keeping them safe, including the pregnant woman that's among them, is fire on a stick. Yeah. And so you get it's actors portraying this sequence, this scene, and how it just sort of more fully puts into context rather than just going, I'm going to explain it to you in dry words that are very academic. It makes it a whole lot more interesting to see just the thinnest of margins between us and the beasts that would have eaten all of us if they had the chance. So then they moved to China, and they showed the Mongol hordes moving in on a city and about the 13th century. And what Genghis Khan had started a campaign that overtook most of Eurasia, and they're still going. And one of the last cities to fall it gets this kind of a new weapon they've used in different ways to celebrate and in fun ways. Instead they decided, we're going to use some of this black powder that we can ignite and put on the end of our arrows that we shoot into the enemy camped outside our gates, and create all sorts of chaos and defend themselves in ways nobody bothered to do before. So they move all over. The way that Fire has also instigated our inventiveness and our desire to improve upon and on our ways of life, and also how to protect ourselves from it. Well, the London Fire is 1666, which is essentially the Great Fire of London, obliterated 4/5 of the city. Yeah, so thousands of people died, pretty much every structure, all piled on top of each other, just crammed together, mostly all obliterated. And it rebuilt. It caused people to rebuild the city in ways that they had never bothered to before. It was expedient. Start just ramshackle wooden buildings, create floors, and just stack them on top of each other, and close together. Just get them all in there. You and the rats and the disease, great. City planning came out of it. Fire departments came out of it. All these different things that fire destroyed, but also inspired us to create. And this takes us all the way to the modern day when it comes to oh man, I've already forgot his name, and I'm not going to go looking it up. No, I'm not going to go look it up. But just, when it comes to creating rockets, trying to get into space, trying to create, we have the concept of a rocket, maybe, fire on the end of an arrow, sure. But what if it was propelled by fire? What if it could get something into space? What if it could then be turned into a missile that could destroy an enemy? What if it could also take human beings captured in a capsule into space? And we see stories of the people who were involved in that endeavor. We see how fire has helped us make use of different resources throughout history, for good or bad. I mean, yes, fossil fuels and coal and everything else, which admittedly are not good for the earth in the long run. In the short run, it helped us move our technology, our industry, our everything ahead by leaps and bounds, especially over just the last century. Innovation took off in the 20th century at levels that we've never seen before in history around the world. The people in 1923 cannot imagine what 2023 would look like. They tried to imagine, and it was pretty off, but and we haven't reached some of their goals back then, but still, the idea is we've also surpassed that in many ways because of fire, because of combustion, because of fusion. Where this is filmed in 2017, it culminates in a discussion about what is the possibility, the next step, harnessing the power of the sun, the fusing atoms, the fusion. If that would be possible, it would change everything. And since that has been recorded here, we've done it. Asterisk. In the slightest, smallest, most prototypical way, we're on the verge of something that can change humanity, change the earth in the same level that fire changed us. It changes how we fuel things, how we power things, how we innovate. And when we talk about AI and the good and bad of all that as well, and quantum computing and it's just all this other stuff. There's so many things that we're on the verge of. None of it would be possible if we hadn't captured and controlled fire. It's kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, it's for me, I love documentary stuff about history. The dramatic. I'm against kind of really. Let's not be over dramatic here. Let's reel it in here. Let's not make cliffhanger reality show endings before every commercial break. Thankfully, they don't do that. But it is pretty high strung, to be honest. And so what I kind of really like about it is the fact that it's measured. So I'm going to add this. Actually, I'm never going to find time to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. I'm putting this on my to watch list because I want to finish off this series because it's got a bunch of other things it focuses on: fire, medicine, money, communication, technology for war, architecture, and of course it looks about the innovations for the future, what our road will look like heading forward. So it's, to me, this is immensely interesting, and I might watch the heck out of it. That's up to you if you're going to really check it. I recommend it if you're into at least a little bit of history that has a bit more flair than your usual dry documentary style information sharing. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
155.
155. 155. What do we got? 155. Okay, I think I'm wearing a hat tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to check to make sure this is on because some stuff comes and goes with the holidays. But I think we're going to be watching Feliz Navidad. I love these Christmas things that get thrown into the off season. But again, like I said, some stuff comes and goes based on the time of year. So as soon as I hang up here, I'm going to check to make sure that it's on here. If it's not, I'll be right back and we'll pick another one. But until then, I'm going to tell you right now, Feliz Navidad is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.